Hello everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video we'll be continuing through the unboxing time lapse and review of the Shining version collection, still with the 01 Shining rollout, and this is from Blokees. So Shining version collection 1, still pretty much very G1 animation centric. So far we've done, who have we done so far? We've done Cliffjumper, Jazz and Acid Storm from the collection, and all that remains now is Ratchet, Prime and Megatron. So getting into what will be the fourth blind box unboxing from the series. So just a quick look at the front of the box, the bottom for the sake of discussion, the side with the actual kit and the ratios, the other side and the back. So the individual boxes, once you've seen one box you've pretty much seen them all. So that's the box. Have a quick look at what is included, which we know will be 2 bags and some manuals, and then to find out who it actually is. And with everything out of the box, as we know, so we get these 2 bags of the parts and runners. So this one will be the bags and some runners, and this will be the actual individual pieces, the manual for the actual collection, and the usual manual regarding the battery replacement. Manual, it is a generic one, so it just covers the actual build process. Uses Prime as an example. But the parts are pretty much very similar across the board. Cliffjumper and Ratchet, Jazz, Megatron, and Acid Storm on the back. So that is that. In terms of what's inside, let's find out. Ooh, given it's a purple base, this will have to be Megatron. Will it be the exclusive or the normal? Probably the normal. Yeah, it's looking pretty normal. Make sure all the parts are out. Last thing you want to do is have a missing piece somewhere. Okay, so there we have it. Megatron. So I will... will I do from here on? So I will get these bits and pieces off the runner and then go through the time lapse. So putting Megatron should be fun. And yes, it does very much look like it will be the standard Megatron. Yes, standard Megatron, that's okay. I'm happy with that. So there we go. Time to get ready to build Megatron. Okay, with the time lapse now done, so here we have the completed Megatron, and you may have noticed in the time lapse it actually does look like his LED may very well be dead on arrival, which is unfortunate because I'd imagined he would have a really nice red glowing eye effect. So unfortunate, but these things do happen. Anyway, that is the completed Megatron, which we'll look at in a little bit. In terms of what else was included, so we get this nice little token Energon cube accessory, which is always nice to see. I don't know if it can actually be held in anything securely or if it's just general novelty. We have one of these extra light pipings. We have his little close combat Energon mace weapon, which is nice. Now, I don't know if this goes in any further. I mean, it feels really snug right now. But yes, that's the actual weapon. We do have an alternative hand here with a pointing finger, which I've actually put on instead of the actual closed finger, or closed wrist hand, sorry, which is here. We do have the open hands as well, as we usually get in these two little emblem things, which I still don't know where they go, because even if you try sticking them there, they actually don't fit in the holes within the base. And obviously I've attached Megatron to his base already. Instructions, well, we already know about those. Okay, so in terms of all that, let's move the Energon out of the way and the extra accessories out of the way for the time being. I'll get rid of the extra hands as well. Keep those there for the time being. So, Megatron, while you're in your base, so from the front, the side, the back, the other side, and can we get a nice close-up without banging the camera? Somewhat. So overall, definitely very G1 Megatron looking. I do like how there's some of these extra painted details on the front of his legs to help discern them from the back of his legs. On top of the actual painted detailing on the front of his chest between his logo, and some of these extra details in his bottom torso as well. So overall, Megatron is very much looking very Megatron-y. So I think they've definitely done well at capturing his look and feel. Interesting how they went for red joints. I can't remember if he's always had the red joints or if they were more of a darker grey silver. But either way, they do look cool. It does add a little bit of colour. And speaking of silver, Megatron's actual face there is in an actual silver, as opposed to being like a flat grey or light grey in there. So I think they've done quite well with adding some of those features. Just detach Megatron from his... actually, no, we'll detach him from his base. We'll come back to that. So Megatron, when he's not on his base, as I said, looking very, very cool. In terms of articulation, so his head will do a full 360 without any restrictions, and you can obviously look up, look down, given that it is a ball socket in there. And as I said, it is unfortunate that his LED is dead on arrival. One of these days I do need to try and figure out how to crack these open in terms of disassembly to try and replace the LED. So that's the head movement. In terms of the arm movement, so we use this arm, his right arm. So we'll do a nice full 360 there. Once again, it's pretty much all ball sockets within the actual model, so that really goes a long way. There will be a bit of a shrug here as well at the actual joint as well, which is good. So you can have it slightly lower, slightly upper, depending on your mileage. So the arm will go... Now the arm will only go out so much because of just these little extra bits of them. Shoulders will actually hit his actual chest region, so his arms will only go out that much. Now obviously they'll go out more in the front and rear arcs, but to the side arc, only so much. In terms of what can be done, there will be the full rotation factor. Use the other. So there is the full 360 rotation here, just above the elbow. Now, because of his fusion cannon here, won't work as well on this arm compared to this arm. In terms of the actual elbow itself, he will get that full 90-degree bend there and pretty much reset back, and the actual hands themselves will be in ball sockets as well, so they can spin around at the wrist as need be. His fusion cannon, it's just pretty much on a peg joint, so that will just happily spin there, and as it happened many times in the show, he can also be detached and randomly lost on the ground, because that happened many times too. So that's Megatron when he doesn't have his fusion cannon on. Just for something different, if we take out that hand and attach his Energon mace, so that's the mace installed. In fact, I suspect I'll probably have to redo the mace again. I'm just realizing that there's a hollow section here, so the hollow section is probably supposed to be more towards the bottom than the side, so I'll just have to go back at some point and just recheck the orientation of that. But yes, that can spin in that little wrist joint, and that's pretty much it in terms of the actual movement for the actual Energon mace. But once again, looking very imposing there with the mace. No doubt it'll be interesting to pose with Optimus with his Energon axe. Okay, going through the articulation still. So in terms of the actual body, there will be this nice 360 spin there at the waist, and that's pretty much it. These models aren't designed to have any type of ab crunch. In terms of the legs, his legs will be able to achieve a full 360. In fact, most of the range so far has been able to do this. The leg will only go so far forward and so far back at the hip. There will be the full 360 here just above the knee bend in terms of the knee. Standard knee there, nothing too unusual, and pretty much resets back as well. And then in terms of the actual ankle itself, because it is a ball socket in there as well, you can definitely get some nice movement there with the ankle to rotate it around and in different planes as need be. Now, he will not be able to do 360 with that, unfortunately, just because of the way that his foot is enclosed in that leg armor. So that is pretty much the articulation side of this model. So like the others before him, good range of articulation, probably from a Decepticon perspective, probably still has more than Acid Storm, just because of the features of the jets with their wings and some of the back protrusions impacting a few things. Despite Megatron's one here, it is still a good clearance away from the actual back of his head. Those are his hands. I mean, that's obviously with those equipped. If we just went a normal closed hand, which we can, that is Megatron, just with his two closed fists. Just put Megatron back on his stand here. In terms of his stand, he does feel like he's going to be pretty sturdy on the stand as well, which is good. Always nice and handy. So there is that. Now, I will bring an Acid Storm ever so quickly. And there we go. Just a quick attachment of Megatron and Acid Storm together. Acid Storm looks like he might still be just slightly taller, which is okay. Also, Megatron looks like he's got a slight little... I wonder if I've not securely put in a joint. Although I did hear a lot of clicking when I was putting things together, so maybe. Yeah, so he actually is a little bit shorter than Acid Storm, apparently, by the looks of things, when they're both on bases, etc. Granted, I'm holding the bases in air, so that may be providing a weird illusion of height difference. So that is Acid Storm and Megatron together. I'll just attach that. Yeah, just normal side by side. And let's see if I can quickly do a side by side with the Autobots without either of them falling off. So Cliff Jumper, Jazz and Megatron as the collection currently stands. So those are that. So final thoughts about Megatron. So visually, Megatron is definitely there. I mean, in terms of the G1 animation, granted it's not a 100% likeness, but overall that is very still a definitive. I can identify that as G1 Megatron. So he does look very, very cool. The colors are good. The red, I actually do think the red works quite well here, just to add that extra bit of color in the joints, more so the elbows and the back. I mean, you only notice the back of the knee joints here. The greys and the dark greys, all good. The addition of some of these extra paint apps here on the legs and the front, once again, just break up some of the monotonous colors as well. So overall, he does look really, really cool. It does make me wonder what he would look like if some panel lining was done, because he does have some opportunities for panel lining here, which aren't too heavy. One day maybe I'll try. But yeah, in terms of accessories, it's always good to see his fusion cannon prominent as always, and it's nice that it's detachable. Very nice to have the inclusion of the Energon mace, because it's not always included, but it is nice that it adds to some of the playability. Very cool that he's given this extra pointed finger. So he's got the 2.5 range of hand manipulators, which is very cool. So very much a case of use the pointed finger if you want to obviously put Megatron into more of a authoritative commanding pose, ever so loosely, just for the sake of the video. So he does look very, very cool there. So overall, I'm happy with him. Build wise, build is fine. It's all, I don't want to say generic, it's all, you know, standardized across the actual collection, and in fact it'll be the same across all the collection, I can imagine, with just the build and the assembly. And even though each figure visually looks different, it's nice that, especially with the legs, that they can do things with the legs to continue to make them more different and distinct. It's not just the same front panel 6 times over in a different color. Each front panel is actually different. The back panels may very much be the same, but that's neither here or there. I think the feet may very well just be recolors, but to be honest, it's fine. You hardly actually notice it. But overall, build wise, definitely no problem at all. So I've quite enjoyed putting Megatron together, as well as the other 4 of the line. Yeah, final thoughts. For everything that's included, the price range and everything, pretty solid for Megatron. So that'll pretty much wrap up the unboxing, time lapse and review of the Shining Collection version 1 Shining Rollout Megatron. It is the standard Megatron release. It's not the, I think it's the 1 in 36 chance, which is, I think it might have been a bit more metallic. I actually can't remember what the alternative Megatron was, but either way, I'm still happy with this particular base Megatron. Thank you very much for watching this trio video. Feel free to do the usual like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. It does help support the channel, and I do appreciate it. Words. Extra content, it's also on the Instagram and the community tab channel. Community tab is part of the channel, which funnily enough has still been very much Blokees centric anyway. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I'll catch you in next week's video, which, if it's still for the Shining version, will either be Ratchet or Optimus or something else on the channel. See ya.